Welcome to our amazing grazing Zoom workshop, our very, very first one for 2025. It is middle of January or 21st of January. And we thought while people are still in holiday mode, while you might still have friends and family around, or you might not fully be back into the work swing, let's do a little bit of amazing grazing. One thing that we often get told as Thermomix consultants is that the Thermomix isn't, or they can't think of anything more than anything. They can't think of anything that is, entertaining wise in their Thermomix. So I love it for making my dinners. I love it for that everyday stuff. But when it comes to entertaining, I don't use my Thermomix. I just, I resort back to what I used to do prior to Thermomix. So we thought that there is a great opening here to show you guys some of our very favourite recipes, some things that us as consultants make for when we have people over or when we make grazing boards and things like that. So everything you see tonight are things that you could do up on a grazing platter or nibblies, finger food, anything along that type of line. So we're going to give you lots and lots of suggestions, suggested recipes and things like that. You're going to see a few pre-recorded videos. Some of our amazing consultants have spent some time over the last few weeks and put together a video and edited it all down to just a couple of minutes so you can see an entire dish done in a really quick amount of time. And then we also have Beck, who is going to cook live. So before we get into anything else, Beck is going to jump in and she's going to show you a very awesome dish, which might go fantastically on your grazing board.
Thanks, Joe. You can all hear me?
Perfect.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to be making sweet seeded crackers. They're very versatile. Pre-prepared, all on the board. There's not many things that go into it, but it punches a beautiful taste. All right, so we'll start off, we're going to preheat our oven. It only cooks at 140 degrees because of all the seeds and the lack of flour and things like that. So this one's actually a gluten-free one as well and dairy-free. It takes a little while to cook on a low heat to make that crispy biscuit. So we preheat our oven, which is already done. Large pan, 30 by 40 centimetres. I just use the large Mix Shop rose gold one with one of the liners from the Mix Shop as well. So first we start with the oil. That was a bit silly of me. Okay, that one's water. 40 grams of extra virgin coconut oil, or you can just use normal coconut oil. Depending on the weather, it can be in a solid form in your jar, but that doesn't matter. It still weighs the same in volume. I'm going to put the lid on. And that's actually got a 2-minute cook time at 90 degrees. So it's just going to heat that oil up. It won't take long. Now, these are very versatile in saying that they're a sweet seeded cracker. You can use them as savoury as well. I like them on top of my yogurt, crumbling like granola type thing on your yogurt. So they are crispy, but you can break them all up. Beautiful on yogurt. Also just dipping in yogurt like on a fruit tray, on a fruit grazing platter as a sweet biscuit. And then also as the savoury. One that I like with them is the Parmesan and beetroot dip and also the guacamole with these biscuits. They're a good afternoon snack as well. You can just have them with some cream cheese or some tomato as an afternoon snack. So while that is melting, that'll take another minute. Has anyone on here made these before? If you've got to just put it down in the chat. And being gluten-free, a lot of people these days are going the gluten-free way. You got any input on that, Joe?
Sorry, Beck. I was just trying to pop it in the chat. I was distracted. I've just put that recipe in the chat if any of you want to click onto it. Zoom looks like it has updated the way that we put links in there, so I'm just playing around with it to get it to work. So I'm sorry for that. But you can click on the link there, and you can see this exact recipe that Beth is cooking. Yeah, a lot of gluten-free is certainly trendy right now at the moment. So a lot of people are looking for things that are gluten-free or low carb, anything along those sorts of lines. So this is a great one. If you do have a friend or family member, or you yourself don't tolerate a lot of gluten, or you're gluten intolerant, celiac, this is a fantastic recipe because it ticks all those boxes. And they're probably ingredients that you've got in your cupboard anyway.
Okay, so that's finished. And then you add a banana. There's just one broken banana broken up. A lot of the ingredients with this too, you tend to find that you've already got it in your cupboard. You've got the sesame seeds, you've got sunflower seeds, flax seeds, pepitas, however people say them, chia seeds, and coconut and brown sugar. So I'll put the banana in. Then it's after 60 mils of water. You might think the water is a funny addition to the dish, but it's there to absorb. You'll find later on it absorbs the chia, so it bloats it up to create that volume to make the biscuit. And these are all superfoods too, a lot of these seeds, which are good for your gut health as well. 30 seconds. 26.
Now, you may not be able to hear Beck great while this is mixing, just because Zoom changes your sound a little bit when there's a lot of noise at your end. So anything that you just said, Beck, we might have missed.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so we're just scraping down the bowl now. Scrape down the edges. So that's banana and coconut oil. And that's our base of the biscuit to hold everything together. It's also, with this recipe, it's got a video on it, so it can show you what it means by scraping down the bowl, and it has a video to show you. Sorry, you want to say something?
Beautiful. Could you give us a look at what that mixture is looking like, consistency-wise? So if someone goes to make this, what are they looking for?
Like a glue consistency.
Beautiful.
I won't tip it on the floor. Now, you'll notice that I'm not using the standard spatula that comes with the Thermomix. This one you can buy on the mix as well, because when you're laying it down, I didn't want to use too many tools. So when you're laying it down, this is really good to press it out on the pan. Now, the next one is sesame seeds, 40 grams of sesame seeds. Everything's basically added in now. So 50 grams of sunflower seeds, 60 of pepitas, I'm not sure how people pronounce that, and 40 grams of chia seeds, that one, and also flax seeds are in with the chia, 2 tablespoons of flax seeds. We've got 50 grams of shredded coconut, and we've got a tablespoon of brown sugar. Now, under the brown sugar, it says see the tips. This is because brown sugar, there is a recipe for it. It's pretty easy. It's just white sugar and some molasses. There is a recipe guide in there, but I tend to do 200 grams to half a teaspoon of molasses, and you use turbo to make that, depending on how dark you want your brown sugar as well. Now we put the lid on. Now this is going to mix in reverse. If you're not familiar with the reverse, you can't see my screen, but on the bottom of your speed dial, there's a little Thermomix blade. If you press on that, it shows a reverse arrow. That is your reverse function. So it's reversing that for 15 seconds, and then it asks you to scrape down the sides. I'll show you what it looks like. So it's just mixed all that in, and now it's going to sit for 15 minutes. And what's going to happen is the chia seeds are going to absorb, and they're going to swell in there in the 15 minutes with the liquid from the banana, the coconut, and the water. So why that's soaking in. Joe, I'll hand it over to you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Beck. And for those of you who maybe don't know Beck or haven't met her before, Beck is our local Tari Wingham consultant. She has got 4 kids there that she's also wrangling around the house. So she's doing a very, very good job to be here here on Zoom, being totally undisturbed. I don't know what you've done, but you're a magic worker. So well done. Well done. But a little bit of proof there on just how you can run a Thermomix business around a very busy life and lots of other bits and pieces. We pop on things like this Zoom so that we can still give you guys a bit of support, if that makes sense. Lots of our team currently are at work, or maybe they're still in a holiday period, or they're not up to being on here just now. So we're able to share the load. A couple of us can jump on and cook, a couple can make some videos, and we can still be giving you guys workshops and classes all the time, really regularly, but without it all being on one person to do it all. So we really try and pull together as a team and get on board and do that. Now, for any of you who are curious at all, we currently have an offer, and I'm going to quickly share this with you because it's never, ever been done before, and it's a little bit exciting. This is an offer to earn yourself a Thermomix. So earn yourself a TM6, like I have here, like Beck was just using, our current model of Thermomix. Earn yourself one of those with just 3 sales. So here at Thermomix, we really believe that everybody deserves to have a Thermomix, and there are different ways that you can get one. So you can get one with your money, or you can get one with your time. And with your money, we have a range of options. We currently have 36 months interest free, which is under $20 a week, and lots of other options. So we try to make that really affordable for everyone. But for those who don't want to do that, or maybe just don't have the funds to do that, we have the option of earning it, so getting it with your time. So for this, you put a small deposit down in a TM6, you get sent the machine straight away, you get the chance to learn how to use it, to do some training, go, learn all about the business and how things are going to work, and then you get a program to go ahead and sell some Thermomixes. So get out there, share it with your friends, your family, people you know, and sell 3 Thermomixes. You get your TM6 completely for free. You don't pay anything. You get your deposit back and you earn the whole thing. Plus, you get a whole ton of different things on top. So it is a pretty awesome offer. Just to give you an insight, usually we always have an earn option because we want everyone to be able to get a Thermomix one way or another. But historically, our earn option is 6 sales. And that's what most of our consultants are doing. They jump on board, they make 6 sales, and then they earn their Thermomix for free. So this is a chance to do it in just half of that, only 3 sales. We've never seen this before with the TM6, so it's pretty darn exciting. If you want to know any more about that, please hang around at the end, shoot me a message, or whatever consultant invited you along, and ask them some questions about it. So we run an info session tomorrow night for anyone that's curious. And we can chat with you, send you information and that sort of thing. But if you've ever been thinking about it, now is the time to have a really good think, because the offer's only here for another couple of weeks, and we've never seen it before. 3 sales is pretty darn awesome. And we also have the chance for all of you guys who already have a TM6, lots of you said you did, you can join our business. You can start consulting absolutely for free. Right now we have a free business kit offer, which again, we haven't seen before. Sign up, get all of your training, and then you start earning commission straight away and earning incentives that way. So it's a pretty cool opportunity that we have right now. If you or someone that you know is looking for a side hustle, a part-time job, some extra income, or they just love, they're always telling their friends about the Thermomix, they love the Thermomix, it could be a really, really cool option and a great way to start something up. I stumbled across this and earned myself a Thermomix nearly 6 years ago, and I'm still here. This is now my full-time job around being a mum and everything else, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, but I never would have jumped in. I was so hesitant at the start. I'm really glad that I did make the jump. For any of you who are maybe thinking about it and unsure, please let's have a chat, because I'd love to answer your questions, give you the information you need so that you can make a decision, because it's a pretty darn good opportunity. So back to our grazing. I just had to share that offer with you because it's super exciting. But back to our grazing, I have a video here. Now, one of our beautiful consultants, her name is Natalie. Natalie is relatively new. She's been here with us since last year. I'm just getting this video right back to the start. She started last year and she earned herself a TM6. She has decided as well to hang around, make this a part-time job around homeschooling her kids. And she has made us a video. She can't be on the Zoom, but she wanted to contribute. So here is a video that she has prepared earlier. If you have any trouble with the sound, please someone let me know because I can't see whilst I'm sharing this one. How great did they look? You can see Beck has just popped the recipe there in the chat, so you guys can jump straight in there and have a look. But they look pretty darn awesome. What could be better on a grazing board than some very own homemade crackers? That is pretty awesome. And something that if you didn't have a Thermomix, to be honest, you probably wouldn't bother making it, would you? There'd be a lot of fluffing around. But with a Thermomix, it is quick and easy. All the recipes are there. What a fantastic thing to have. Christy, you've made these before. Your first thing you made in your Thermomix. That is absolutely awesome. All right, we have another video here I'm going to share with you. This one here is from one of our beautiful consultants, Tennille. Tennille also joined us a few years ago. She thought she would earn herself a TM6. She jumped on board, earned that TM6, and then decided, you know what, I'm going to hang around. She is doing absolutely fabulously. You'll often see her doing cooking classes and things like that. This is a little video that she has prepared, and I will play it now for you. Take it back to the start. You got a little extra treat there with a dip at the end as well. That was a beautiful dip there, thrown at the end, and you can see just how quickly dip and crackers can come up. So, Beck, whereabouts is yours up to? Are you ready to show us the next step?
I have 3 minutes, but I'm sure that'll be fine. I'll put it out because then I can sit it before it goes back into the oven, if you want to do that.
Perfect.
Yep, awesome. Okay, let's just put that there. All right, so I did forget to show that with the timer to go on for the 15 minutes, if everyone's familiar with the little drop-down arrow at the top. If not, you'll see a little arrow at the top of your screen, you press it, and it has a timer in there. And I forgot to mention that you can press your timer on there, so if you want to do other things or look at other recipes or even, yeah, you can put your timer on there. So I did that. So we're going to take this one out now. Just checking I did take my volume off. And you can see that it's actually of a thick consistency now. So before it was a bit sloppy. Now it's a lot more firmer because it's absorbed, the chia seeds have absorbed and given it body. Now it doesn't look like much out on the tray, but I assure you it stretches out to the entire tray. So I'll do a little bit. Where are we? Sliding along. Do a little bit on here. Use the back of this spatula. I tend to just move it all around to put a little bit in each corner everywhere, and then I start moulding it all together. So because we're trying to keep it to 30 tonight, I won't do it completely, but you'll get an idea. And using these mats, the cooking mats from the mix shop, makes it a lot easier than having the paper on it, like a the paper, baking paper, because it just moves all over the place. This is just lets it glide. So it makes it a lot easier with doing slices and things that need to be pushed out.
So Beck, are you using a rose gold oven tray there and the oven liners?
That's correct, yes. Yeah, rose gold and one of the mixed baking liners. Baking mat, would I say, not the one of the flexible ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Because there's a couple of variations in there, I believe.
There are, and while you're doing that, Beck, I'm just going to show, I've got my screen up here as well. These are some sausage rolls that I've made. These are something that I love to add to grazing boards. A bunch of sausage rolls and some homemade sauce or relish goes really cool on a grazing board. And I cooked mine on the oven mat, which is a reusable silicone mat. Mine is pretty old and you can see it's getting a little bit brown, but this is a green and brown mat. And it works just like Beck's there as like a baking paper, reusable baking paper. But I love for things like cooking sausage rolls where baking paper gets a little bit sticky and a bit yucky. This is absolutely fantastic. We do also do the one there, Beck, you've got they're called tray liners. So they are mats that fit each individual different size of baking tray. So if you are someone who is looking for some bakeware or anything like this, please jump on the Mix Shop and check it out. We have such a good range of bakeware and all sorts of different kitchen, different things for baking in the kitchen and all sorts of different cooking. So make sure that you check that out.
So there we are. That's all pushed out onto the mat. That goes into the oven for 40 minutes, again on that 140, until it gets firm. So you can set a timer up on your cookie dough, on the machine. Set my timer for 40 minutes, and then you check it to see if it's firm to touch. And then it cools in its tray for 5 minutes, and then all you do simply is break it up. Another thing you can do halfway through the cooking process, I've done this before, is I've got a little pizza cutter. They do have cutters, cracker cutters on the Mix. I don't have them. I used a pizza cutter, and I just sort of put a little indent halfway through the cooking to the size that I wanted the cracker, so it could actually be a rectangle or a square. And then when it finished the cutting, when I broke it after it cooled, it was in that shape. I haven't done that this time, but I'll show you the end product. So I've just broken it up, and there we have it. They're nice, firm little shards of sweet seeded crackers, and the smell and the taste are delicious with sweet or savoury dips or yogurt and fruit.
Yum.
Thank you.
I'm going to have to give those a go back. I think I'm even thinking for my kids' lunch boxes. They love things like dipping crackers when they go back to school.
Yeah, and they're gluten-free and nut-free. So the nuts is the big thing because a lot of schools are nut-free these days, yes, or nut-aware. They go very well in the lunchbox.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for cooking, Beck. We're right at 8 o'clock, but I have one more really quick video. So if you have to go, that's absolutely okay. We will record. You can see that later on. But if you can stay, please do, only for another couple of minutes. So let's go. One more quick video for you guys. This one is a sweet. So what is a grazing board without some sweet? You need some sweet on that grazing board. This is a great idea. This is Colette. She is based down at Maitland. She is our most experienced consultant on the team. She has been around for years and years and years. She has just not long ago earned herself actually a trip back to Germany, which is her hometown. And she's heading over there with Thermomix in a few weeks, which is very, very exciting. And then a little glimpse into some of the things that you can do with Thermomix. Myself and Colette are heading to New Zealand later in the year, and hopefully some other consultants in the team as well. So Thermomix is full of opportunities. You can go and chase whatever you would like to do. But right now, let's have a look at a sweet something you can put on a grazing board.
Today, we're making caramel macadamia slice. First, we're going to weigh in our chocolate and our macadamia nuts. Now we're adding butter, brown sugar and golden syrup into the bowl, and we're melting it for 5 minutes on speed 2 at 90 degrees. Next, we're adding the oats, the coconut, and the self-raising flour. And we're mixing for 10 seconds, speed 6. The mixture is now transferred into a slice tin, and then we put this into the preheated oven at 180 degrees for about 10 minutes. Meanwhile, we're going to clean out our bowl. We're using this new setting on the TM6. It's called pre-clean, and it's going to make the bowl nice and shiny. Once we take the mixture out of the oven, we're covering it with chocolate and macadamias, and we're adding condensed milk over the top of it. And then it all goes back into the oven for another 15 to 20 minutes, or until nice and golden brown. It should look a little bit like this, and if you make it, I hope you like it.
Yum! If you were not hungry already, I reckon you would be by now. What an awesome one to put on a grazing board, or for really any type of entertaining or dessert. Pretty darn awesome, and so bloody easy with the Thermomix. Now, Becca's gone and put a whole lot of things in our chat, a whole lot of recipes, so thank you so much for that. I have one last thing to share with you. This is only a photo, so it won't take long, but this is a pavlova board. Now, a little while ago, the year before last, we did this at our Christmas class. We made some little pavlova stacks, and then we made a whole bunch of different sauces and things like that. We didn't have a photo, so I found this one just to give you an example. But obviously whipped our cream in the Thermomix. We had a chocolate sauce we made in the Thermomix. We had a caramel sauce. We had a berry coulis. We used our cutter to cut up some different fruits and other toppings. And it was the most beautiful little pavlova grazing board. We had that at our Christmas class, the year before last. So just another idea, something getting a bit creative with the Thermomix. All these homemade things are so easy to make, and they're things that, if you didn't have a Thermomix, you probably wouldn't go to the bother of making them, or you might not have the skills to make them. So the Thermomix gives you all of that. How awesome is that? So I know, isn't that making you hungry? Well, if you have any other recipes that you think we need to know about, please pop them in the chat. I would love to know what your go-to recipes are when it does come to grazing boards, or entertaining, or finger food, or anything like that. What we will do is, after this Zoom, I will get our recording up and onto our YouTube channel, and I'm going to send you all an email as well with the link to that recording and the recipes that we used tonight, so you can all, got a good hard copy to walk away with. I would really encourage you to please check out our Linktree. We have a community group there on Facebook. We love to see what you guys are cooking. So if you leave tonight and you go and make something that we have cooked, or something along the lines of this, we would love to know what you cooked. Please take a photo, pop it in that group there. It's how we can really help each other to try new recipes and learn more things. So please don't be backwards in sharing something in there. And check out our Linktree for all of our upcoming classes. We have a face-to-face class here locally on the Mid-North Coast this weekend. We have another one which is almost sold out for the following weekend. And we have Zooms happening all around, in and around all of that. So check out everything that we have on there. Book into a class if you'd like to, or into another Zoom. We would love to cook with you again. Don't forget that your consultant is here to help you. So whether it's me, whether it's Beck, or somebody else, please reach out to them if you have any questions after tonight, if you need any help. If you just need someone to come and cook with you and help you out, give you some inspiration and teach you some tricks, that is what we are here to do. If you're not close, then we can always Zoom and do it virtually. Otherwise, we'll pop around to your house and we can cook together. We want you guys using your Thermomix, enjoying them, and getting the full potential out of them. So please don't hesitate to reach out. If you are at all interested about either of the offers that I mentioned earlier, and you'd like to, possibly learn more about the business or earn yourself a Thermomix, please hang on at the end of this. I would love to chat with you. Flick me a message, flick your consultant a message, and we'd love to chat further. You're very welcome to join our info session tomorrow night, or get any other info any other way. But otherwise, a massive thank you, guys. Please hang around if you want to chat. Big shout out to Beck cooking there. All the kids are in the kitchen. Well done. Thank you so much for cooking live. A big thanks to all the other consultants that prepared videos or joined us tonight. And thank you guys for jumping on and watching. Happy Thermomixing. Hopefully we will see you again soon on Zoom.
Thanks, Joe, and thanks everyone for joining.